I got an encouragement card from a friend of mine. I've known this woman for almost 30 years. And inside the card, she'd written the Serenity Prayer. You know, the author of the Serenity Prayer was Reinhard Niebuhr in 1943. And under that, she said, just as a reminder, Rev. I've known her a long time, and she writes stuff like that to me when she wants me to pay attention to it, when she's trying to bring something significant to my attention. This beautiful prayer has special meaning to those who are looking for peace at a time of turmoil, uncertainty, or despair in their lives. By uttering the words of the Serenity Prayer, we're acknowledging God's existence and our oneness with Him. In that understanding, we know that oneness can bring us inner peace regardless of what chaotic circumstances may be surrounding us at the time. That wonderful presence in our lives brings serenity that can be found nowhere else. There's a Bible verse that states the peace of God is beyond all human understanding. Now, that peace of God does not deny the severe circumstances in our life. It doesn't deny it. It actually defies those circumstances. The prayer reminds us to surrender, to trust, and to stay in present moment. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Accept, courage, wisdom, traditional blues. And as I reread that poem, and I thought about how it reflected in my own life, Spirit took it to the next level. And now I have the metaphysical interpretation of that for you, of course. God grant me the serenity. Metaphysically, serenity refers to bringing forth the full expression of the Christ consciousness within your life. Bringing forth the full expression of the Christ consciousness within your life. Now, most of us long for serenity and deep peace within our lives, but some of us waste countless hours looking for outer peace, hoping that that will bring serenity that we long for. But the illusion of that outer peace that you may find will rise and fall when troubles or challenges come your way. It will not give you rest from fear. It will not give you rest from anxiety, nor will it safeguard your heart. Recognition of the three omnis, which would be omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience. Recognizing those three omnis of God is the only way to manifest serenity and peace within your life. Because when you do that, then you allow full expression of the Christ consciousness within your life. To accept the things I cannot change. Sometimes we're faced with challenges not through any choice that we made, but by choices made by someone else. A child's rebellion, a spouse's betrayal, shattering of an accident or crime. I remind you, you may not have control over the circumstance, but you do have control over how you respond to that challenge. I encourage you to focus your energy and strength on surrendering the situation to the one who can do something about it. Now, we all know that some circumstances can't be changed. Some things cannot be reversed. But once you detach from the outcome, once you detach from the looks of the situation, only then will you be ready to embark on your journey of newfound freedom. Newfound freedom as the Christ consciousness fully manifests in your life. There's a wonderful quote by Catherine Wood Marshall that I found as I was going through my stuff this morning. And I thought this was so significant. Catherine Wood Marshall says, "True, this is my situation of the moment. I'll look unblinkingly at the reality of it, but I'll also open my hands to accept willingly whatever a loving Father sends." That's huge. That's huge. I can look at what's going on, but you know what? God's got my back. That's what she's saying. Whatever He sends down the pipe, it's all good. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things that I can. Now, metaphysically, courage is the spiritual quality which allows you to stand still in the midst of chaos. But understand that once you're able to stand still in the midst of chaos and then you start on your spiritual journey, you will still need God's wisdom and guidance to walk that path successfully. We have a tendency, things start going a little good. It's like, I got this, God. I don't need you right now. It's all good until the world falls down. And then we're back on our knees again. So the courage is that spiritual quality which allows you to stand still in the midst of chaos. With the help of God, you have the courage to change the things that you can change. It takes courage and wisdom because sometimes that path may be crooked, it may be rough, it may be rocky, there may be potholes, there may be sinkholes in that road. You better have a lifeline. You better have a lifeline. Joshua 1:9 tells us, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Why is that? Because I and our Father what? Are one. That's very clear. I remind you, don't be afraid to pick up your spiritual text and read it with discernment. There's instructions in there. There's affirmations in there. There's those things that give you that aha moment in there if you read it with discernment. Very clear statements in there. You'll be given the courage to face your shortcomings. And your shortcomings are the things in your life that cause chaos and confusion. Those are the shortcomings. That ego talking to you. Ego. You don't need to pay attention to that. I got this. You're right. Being able to change what you can is freedom. But the basic test of freedom is perhaps less in what we are free to do than in what we are free not to do. In other words, we change how we do things. We change how we do things. That's where real freedom comes in at. True freedom is about becoming all that God wants you to be, achieving all that he wants you to achieve, and enjoying all that God wants you to enjoy. Spiritual life is not one of lack. It's not one of piety. Spiritual joy, you're supposed to be having abundance of everything. People got it twisted. Oh, I can't be spiritual because I'm going to be poor. Let me think about that for about 2 nanoseconds. Spiritual life gives you abundance of everything. Change how you look at things. Spiritual life is the life you want to have. You want to live a blessed life. Trust me on that. You all know that. You know what it's like when you don't have your spiritual within you, okay? You already know what that looks like. You already know what that looks like. You know what that feels like. And it's not cute. It's not cute at all. The spiritual life is not one of lack. The courage to change the things I can. And the